Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. This is Fly Nubian Money, where we help you to master your mindset and maximize your what, ladies?
Your money.
Hey. Hoo-hoo. Yeah. Today, we're going to unpack something that has everybody talking. I don't know if you heard, but former NBA star Paul Pierce went viral after saying the best way to find out if a woman really loves you is if you cheat on her. Statement sparked outrage, confusion, and debate across social media. Some call it toxic. Others say it was honest about how modern relationships work. But what does this really say about how people define love, loyalty, and emotional maturity in 2025? So today we are asking, completely lost his mind? And how do we get to a place where betrayal is being used as a test for affection? Before we get into the conversation, I just want to let you know who we got with us today. We got my A1 from day one, Miss Black Hollywood, all the way out from Hollywood, California. West Side.
Good morning, everyone.
And then we have Miss Shalay Camillo she is the CEO of Vital Source Realty out in Boston, in Beantown, Boston. What's happening?
What's up?
Look at, I see the East Coast. I hear the East Coast. And then all the way from Botswana, we have Nomalanga, the marriage, the money, and the marriage, the motherhood, and the money lady herself. This will be really interesting because I want to know. I'm going to ask you first, Nomalanga. If he cheat, you cheat? What are you doing? You cheating? We cheating?
Cheating is because if you're not married, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want to do with whomever you want to do it with. Even if somebody lied to you and said you're in a relationship or that they love you or that they're gonna marry you or that whatever. If you're not married, you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Oh, so you saying it ain't cheating until you're married? Okay, so if I'm in a committed relationship with somebody, they say, hey, I'm only going to be with you, you only going to be with me, and their penis ends up going somewhere else, it's not cheating?
Yeah, the only commitment that counts is marriage.
Boom, so shit. Tough crowd.
Let's
ask
Let's be real. How many men have lied to women and said they were committed to them and then went there a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, whatever?
Oh my goodness.
You might as well just do whatever the H you want to do.
So if you ain't married, is it cheating if you ain't married? Shalay, is it cheating if you ain't married? Yes,
it is, absolutely is. I don't consider the only true commitment to be a commitment that is in marriage and you have a paper. If you and the other person that you're with, if you guys are committed to each other, meaning you've mouthed those words, not just assuming, but you've mouthed those words and you're in a relationship, yes, it is cheating. Yes, It is cheating. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm saying we shouldn't.
So you cheating back? Oh, you cheating back?
We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to.
You cheating back though? You cheating back?
Who I even have to feel that way about? But I'm just saying, if that's what's good for the goose.
So you basically saying you cheating back?
First of all, you'd be out of my life. But if it so happens, then you have nothing to say about it. Absolutely nothing. Zip your mouth.
Got it. Okay. All right, Miss Tiara. So if you ain't married, is it cheating?
I'm gonna just if we I'm gonna say I disagree, but I understand where Nomaling is coming from. I've heard her say that a long time, for a very long time. I've known her for a very long time, so I know what her philosophy is, and I can understand it. Right? We just dating. Otherwise, like it's just we having fun. We're getting to know each other. Even if you're giving your body to them and y'all just playing go together, it doesn't really mean you going together. So I understand the perspective. But my expectation is if we are saying that we are in a committed relationship, that we're in a relationship, and I'm gonna honor that. But
Yeah, I don't know.
And if he cheats, you cheat back.
Huh?
no,
You cheat
I'm
back?
You
leaving.
answer the second part about if he
No,
cheats, does he cheat back?
no, because then that's gonna do something to my heart and my life. That's not even who I am. So me cheating back and an eye for an eye and all of that doesn't feel like that's not gonna make me feel good. And I know I'm gonna be just doing it because you did it. It's like, oh, you wanna like why are we together? It's not it's cool. Good luck.
I used to be like, I'm cheating, you cheat, I'm cheating. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, don't nobody want to be cheating. Don't nobody really want to be cheating. It's like a talking good game. You cheat, I'm cheating too, but don't nobody want to be cheating. Like, I don't want to do that.
That don't even sound good for women. Like how that doesn't even
It
sound.
doesn't.
It
But
might
the
work
thing-
for men. That might work. Like I be getting these hoes or whatever men say, right? But women, we see when online when we're watching women be like, I mean, I'm sexually free, whatever, whoever. I'm gonna throw this vagina, but they don't say that. But you know what I'm saying? Like they say these
She's
things.
a hoe.
Mhm. I'm
I'm
just
gonna
saying
throw
though,
this thing and give it to 10 men. You be like, ew.
we
Right?
shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it. But I think in the man's perspective, he shouldn't be mad if it happens.
If it happens, it
He
happens.
will be. That's just the thing because men and women are not the same. He will be
I-
mad. He might
And
even
he can
kill
be
you.
mad. He can be mad, but
Now, I don't know though. The whole idea of some like you not be, I mean, she is right. You're not really, you're not really married. There is but now that I don't even want to get married anymore, and I just want when I do want a commitment, I want it to be a commitment. I don't necessarily want to get married, or if we get married, the white man ain't got to be in our business. Like this is our marriage. So what about that whole idea of a personal commitment to that person? Like, does it have to be ratified by the state, or can it be we are married? Noma.
Noma.
So you're asking the wrong person because I got married 3 different ways. Number one, you have to pay dowry and then we're married. We got to go to the courthouse and then we're married. Then we got to go to church and we're married. So it doesn't have to be the courthouse. It can just really be your family get together with my family. We negotiate. We make the commitment. They pay the dowry, and then we're married. So if you're gonna, put it on papers and all that. So no, it's not about the piece of paper. Although I want that damn piece of paper, right? But it's not about the paper. It's about understanding that if somebody has not called a bunch of people and they've witnessed you saying to each other that you're going to be committed, then what are we really doing?
Yeah.
If something happened to him or something, you not the wife, right? You can't step in and do something.
You got the power of attorney. You got a power of attorney.
There it is. Get us there. Get us there unlegally.
The
Get us
woman
there,
out of the
cousins.
house the day her, what do they call them, partner or significant other or whatever they want to call it, and they kick you right out of that house, boy. They'd be like,
Not if you have if you have contracts set up.
yeah.
But
why not set up a marriage contract?
That's it. That's true.
What?
That's
So
like you want to set up all
Let me tell
these
you
other
why.
contracts and jump over the marriage contract because that piece
It's
of paper
not even
doesn't work,
but it's
but
for
these
me.
piece of papers matter.
For me, it's not about commitment, though. It's not about the commitment part. It's about keeping the courts out your business. As a person who's been married and has been raked through the coals by the legal system, I don't want the courts to tell me what I can and can't do. I worked extremely hard for my money. I lost over $1 million in 2022 because the courts told me what I couldn't do with my money. So that's the I'm still reeling from that. And so that's
you're reacting to your experience. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So it's not like I don't want to be committed to somebody. It's just like now that I know what the courts are capable of, it's just like, and they tell you what you got to do with the money that you've been earning.
Why not form prenups? Why not form trusts, companies? I mean, there's so many different things that you can do to insulate yourself from all that.
I agree. So let's do this. Let's go to a commercial first, Miss Black Hollywood, and then let's come back and let's take a look at this video that we are talking about. But this is going to be a good conversation. I love it. I'm already having a good time.
It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
Like, really, if you really want to know if a girl love you, you need to go out and cheat on her. Let's see. If you really want to know if a girl love you for real, go cheat on her and see how she react. Now we gonna see what's real. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Tell me. Tell me.
I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. If you really want to know if a girl
really love you, go out and cheat on her.
Okay. And if that girl loves herself more than you, then you ain't got no chance in the world.
She should.
Exactly. So you want to be with a woman with low self-esteem? That's the type of advice you're giving young men.
That's love. That's just love.
Yeah, it is to a certain degree, but that's not something that, listen, just because I might decide I'll stay with someone, you don't. God will. God will. Trust me. There's going to be tests that you can't even think of. You've been through so many tests in your life that you couldn't create it if you wanted to. Trust me. So stop trying to tell young men to go cheat on their women to test them. Like, that's the worst advice you can give.
I said, if you want to know if a woman loves you.
That's the worst advice you can give anyone.
So won't you give me some advice of how do I find out if a girl loves me?
I just told you, you're going to be tested in different ways.
How do I find out? What's the test? Give me an example.
Women don't deserve to struggle just to have love.
Well, it go both ways.
No,
I'm saying that, but it go both ways for the man, for the woman. If you want to see if a man
go cheat on him.
Go cheat on him. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna see what's going on.
Okay, all right, Shalay, what are your thoughts?
Okay, she was exactly right. He wants a woman with low self-esteem, and that is totally okay. Go after the woman with low self-esteem. A woman who loves herself is not going to stay with you cheating on her. That is just it. A woman who loves herself is not going to stay there. Also, why are you... I feel like she was talking to like an 8-year-old boy. Like, why are you so emotionally untethered or detached that you don't recognize love, that you don't recognize when a woman actually loves you, that you have to go out and do this chaotic, crazy thing in order to find out if she really loves you? That is a whole problem. Like, he needs therapy.
Miss Black Hollywood.
Yeah, when I heard this, I thought two things. He's absolutely wrong, but I understand that somewhere along the lines, or somewhere along the way, he saw this as love. I feel like Black women do. We associate ourselves with being ride or dies. We feel like pain has to be associated with love, like the things that we have to endure to be in a relationship with somebody else, it always equates to pain. So to me, it felt like something he had saw. It felt like something like women stay. I know tons of women that have gotten cheating on that have stayed and been like, I'm gonna just hold it down. I'm gonna be this ride or die chick.
When you said that, I saw your eyes just look at me.
No. I'm just looking at.
I just saw that. Yeah, I just saw.
Did you say?
You just went straight.
Did you say?
One time. Yeah.
I mean, why? So I guess let's throw it to you. Why'd you stay?
I had kids.
Okay. So right, we have to do right. So I know sometimes that people say like that cheating is not the worst thing that could happen. I've heard men and women say that like cheating isn't the worst thing when you're in a marriage. Is he whooping your behind? Is he on drugs? Does he have a terminal illness? Like there's worse things. It's like I've heard women say like, does it mean he's leaving or does it mean we just going through a thing right now? So justifying the reason. So I don't know. I hear him saying like, if you cheat on her and she stays, that means she loves me. So that's how he
It
equates
may mean that she needs survival. She has to survive. That may not mean that she likes you or loves you at all. She may hate your guts, but she might want you to go out and cheat because she can't stand you. And she's like, thank God I don't have to do this.
Right.
Like,
That's true.
That's not the only reason. There really are women who love a man, and when he cheats, she feels like there's nothing he could do that would make her leave. Now, I'm not that woman, but I certainly know I certainly know that they exist. And like our parents got married. I'll speak about mine. They got married. My mother was 22 and my dad was 24. By the time my dad passed away, they had been together for 50 years. So sometimes realistically, can you really go 50 years and you don't go through stuff that might cause you to pull away or stray or whatever? I don't know. So it isn't the only reason that people stay. It's not just that they have a low self-esteem. Sometimes it may just be that they have a strong family esteem. Like, I'm going to keep my family together. I hope he gets it together. I hope he stops this, but I want to keep my family together. I want to keep this train moving. I want to insulate my children from a broken home. There's so many reasons women stay. It's not just a low self-esteem. In fact, I would counter that sometimes it's a low self-esteem that makes you take it personally, and then book out. But like I said, I have zero tolerance for it. But I don't think we can fairly say that the only reason would be because you're desperate or you have a low self-esteem or you want to allow this. Things happen in a long span of time. It really does happen. I know a lady who's an expert on cheating called Esther Perel, and she talks about life after cheating, and she explains the different reasons why people cheat. And how it can be overcome. And she actually posits that sometimes relationships become more stable and strong after cheating because they force you into a conversation about what it is that caused you to stray, what was missing. And then when you kind of have that conversation, you hash it out, you fix those things, you kind of, do what you need to do. Moving forward, you now know that, well, if you get into this kind of trouble, he might or she might. And let's not pretend it's just men who cheat.
Right. That's true.
So no, it's very nuanced. But the guy there who says you have to test a woman by cheating on her, he's just an idiot, of course. But I can see his logic. He's trying to say, can you test the relationship and will she stay even after you test it? But the thing is about life is it'll throw tests at you. You don't have to do something stupid. Believe me, if you're married long enough, some tests are coming your way. You don't have to do anything deliberately and hurt the person that you claim to love.
Right.
Yeah. I also wondered if he said that because he's a ball player, right? So it's like, if you get in these relationships and I drag you through the mud, are you really here for me? Or if I cheat on you in a twisted way, like, are you just here for my money? Are you just here for, because we're talking about somebody that had a lot of money. He played for the Boston Celtics. He was an NBA player. I'm pretty sure he's still doing whatever he's doing that's sports related. I think you said he was a commentator at one point. So he's still working and doing whatever he's doing. Trolling is what it feels like he's doing these days, but because he says a lot of stupid stuff. But I'm wondering if it's from the perspective of an NBA player. His vantage point is like, how do I know? How do I know you love me?
What do you think, Shalay? You look like you wanted to say something?
No, I was going to say, like, what are we talking about here? There's a difference between you being in a relationship or a marriage and it's long-term and you're going through trials and tribulations and things may happen. There's a difference between that and a man who has a mindset of, I'm going to put you through this ringer and try to test and see if you love me. and wanting the woman to acquiesce to that. I do believe if a woman goes into it knowing his mentality and then staying through that, that's not just someone being in a relationship and things are just happening and you're having ups and downs. That's a woman who I believe doesn't have the worth in herself enough to say, you know what, I'm better than this, and I'm not going to allow a man to treat me like that. So it really depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about the mentality of this man and what he said? Or are we talking about what may happen in a long-term relationship? Because those things can happen.
Well, let me ask you.
And he doesn't know. It could just be a chicken head who thinks I'm gonna get this bag. I don't care what he does. Right. I'm getting this bag, you know.
Mm-hmm. That part.
But do you not know that? This is the thing, like with him, when he said, how do you, it was really telling to me when he's like, well, how do you know? When someone, I'm like, have you never really experienced love before on any level that you wouldn't recognize it if you came across it? That's telling, and that's sad, and that's concerning.
Well, let me present that same question back to you, Shalay. How does a man know that a woman really loves him?
I believe that a man will know if a woman really loves him by the way that she cares for him, by the way that she does try to compromise when there's conflict, by the way that she wants to work through that conflict with him, by the way that she shows up for him, by the way that she supports him. Like those are natural, organic things that are automatically injected into a loving, healthy relationship. Mm-hmm. But if he's out here using women, then he may be attracting women who are using him. So he may not have ever even known what that real love feels like because he's not giving it either.
That's good. What about you, Tiara? What do you think? How does a man know if a woman loves him?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's all action, right? We are all women. We know how it feels when we have that extra care, that extra, we nurture, we give, we sacrifice. I think that's what he's saying. If a woman is willing to sacrifice herself kind of for you, which is not always love, by the way. I think that's just, women typically sacrifice ourselves for our children. We'll, throw ourselves on the back burner. That's love. That's how we show love sometimes. But I would say it's all through action. It's all, but I love what you just said, Shalay, about obviously, and we talked about this a while ago, y'all. Just understand, like, Black women and Black men being able to date one another and understand what like dating and courting looks like, what love looks like, how to fall in love. Like it all feels like it's coming from a lens of trauma instead of like from healthy spaces, like what we're learning from the people that our parents, our family members, like, because it just sounds very toxic. So I don't know. Sometimes when I'm looking around, love looks like toxicity. And that's what I see, what he's saying. Love kind of looks like toxicity a little bit.
Yeah. So Nomalanga, the marriage, the motherhood, and the money coach. How does a man know when a woman loves him?
I actually think you got to put the love thing out of the way first and kind of assess the woman. Will she be loyal? Is she respectful? Will she be faithful? Does she have what it takes to ride this out long term? And no, I don't mean by testing her, by cheating on her. I mean, life has ups and downs, and does she have what it takes to ride this out with you? And is she respectful? Does she honor you and all of these other things? And the truth is, when that is reciprocated both ways, that's how love grows, and that's how it should be, healthy love. You shouldn't be able to continue loving somebody that hurts you, especially when they do it deliberately. Your love should fade when they do that, and your love should increase when they show you that they're committed, that they're loyal, that they're respectful, that they want to build with you, that they want to preserve you, and they don't want to hurt you. That's how love, healthy love, should look. Now, the feeling part, that comes and goes. Again, when you talk about longevity, it doesn't really matter how you feel in the beginning because that's going to fade. And the other things are what's going to count afterwards. So why not put that aside and then look at the things that count, and the love will come.
Yeah, that's all, y'all, right on the money. I also think, just to add to that, is that what happens when things get tough? What happens when something arises? What happens when there's a tragedy? Is that person going to be there for you? Are they going to be down for you? Because when everything is good, everything is great. But when shit happens, if you lose that contract, Paul Pierce, if you lose a parent, if something happens to your children, are you going to be able to be there and stand through the test of time? Like cheating is so just stupid. Like it's in the grand scheme of things, there are way more important things that are going to take place in your life that you need to know that you have a partner that's going to be there for you if should some shit go down. And that's what you need to be focused on. Worry about where you put your penis. Just worry about what's going to happen when times get tough. That's how you know that somebody loves you. But we're going to talk more about it when we come back from the break.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
So I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to take the advice from Paul Pierce very lightly. I would highly recommend not taking it at all. So recently, Paul Pierce suggested, amongst many other ridiculous things that he said, that if you want to know if a woman really loves you, you need to cheat on her to find out. Not only is it ridiculous, it's emotional abuse. Don't do that. But I also want to say that in general, besides this being a viral moment, who knows, like if he just said that knowing that it was ridiculous and wanted to have a viral moment, like he seems to be doing a lot of lately, or if he really believes what he's saying. But one thing that I have noticed about men and being an intimacy coach and just like being, older now and being more aware is you have to be very leery of men that say very kind of archaic, toxic, patriarchal things. Like a lot of times we'll laugh stuff like this off and be like, oh, he's just old school, or he's, like silly, and whatever excuses that we make for people like this, and then we laugh it off. But what I've learned is a lot of times these are the same guys that are abusive, not just emotionally, but physically. These are the type of guys that will do immoral things, like case in point, the Shannon Sharp situation that's kind of died down now. But the girl that he was with was definitely not age appropriate for him. And that's just what we know he did. We don't know and what has not come out in the public eye about him and young girls and what he likes. This is how, ex trafficking and, and child porn, how people get away with that, because it's people like that. People that say stuff like this, people in your family, friends, people that we look up to that are really good at other things. We like, because they're popular, because they have money, like we look over them saying things like this. But these are the same kinds of people. And I'm not saying that Paul Pierce is one of these people, but I have learned it's these types of people that you would never think about, or they're showing you signs that they're abusive. They're showing you signs that they're doing sexually inappropriate things. And we just look over it because they feel like family, or they used to be somebody that we looked up to.
Wow. So welcome back. So we're talking about Paul Pierce says to cheat on your woman to see if she really loves you. So before the break, we asked the ladies, how do you know if a woman really loves you? So I'm going to ask the folks in the chat, how do you know if a woman really loves you? Women, how do you tell a man that you really love him? And men, how do you know if the woman that you're with really loves you? Now, she said a few things about him. Is this just a viral moment? Is this something that he really believes to his core? I think Shalay, you talked about just the law of attraction. When you're a low vibrational person, you're going to only attract low vibrational people. What do you think about his comment? Do you think it was something that he actually really means, or do you think that this was just a viral moment for him?
I believe that he believes that. I mean, he don't need to go viral. Man, aren't you retired? Go sit down, go enjoy, go have a cup of coffee on the couch. Unless he's just missing the attention, which that's possible too. But I do believe that he really believes that. I could see the conviction in him when he was saying it to the young lady. And I just think, like, with men who have this mentality, and this is the thing, men have this mentality. I'm not saying all men, but there's a large portion of the population of men who have this mentality. And the thing is, it's like, first of all, it's played out. It's like, you can get a lot of women, but how many can you keep? Is he married?
I think that's the same guy.
He wasn't gonna get married. Remember, y'all? He had this whole thing where he was like, "I'll never marry a woman. Like, I'm gonna stay single forever, just pimping women." I don't know. He was on something else a while ago, so I don't think he's married.
Yeah, he has his right. He has his right. I don't think we should be listening to him. And unfortunately, the internet is open space and anybody can say anything. But I just dude, okay, you can get, first of all, if you weren't a basketball player, I don't think that you would have gotten 1% of the women that you've gotten, number one. And it's not even just because of looks. It's look at your personality. Look at your level of empathy and your emotional awareness and intelligence. You don't got it. So you can get a lot of women. You can sleep with a lot of women. Fine. If that's cool to you, damn near 50 or whatever he is, that's fine. But how many women can you actually keep?
Right. I love Big Mac said the way she talks and supports you, the way she cares for you and does the little things. That's how men can tell if a woman really loves him. So I want to ask you, Nomalanga, you have 2 children. I know you said you had a son out here. Your daughter goes out. Oh, you have 3. So you have 2 in the United States.
Wow.
Oh, I couldn't see. Okay, so you have 4, but you have 2 out here. You have a daughter and a son out here, right? So if your son says some shit like that, what would you think of your son, or as you as a parent raising a child that says some craziness like that?
I would like to think my son wouldn't say that. I'd like to think our son wouldn't say that. But I do have to kind of consider where it's coming from. And the state of relationships, unfortunately, lately is it seems like there's this clashing where we're in some kind of weird competition to prove how bad the other gender is, or how they did us wrong or did us bad. So that's why you can come up with these little rhetorics about, you got to check if she loves you, you got to check. But the truth is, somebody's saying that, he's saying it because he actually doesn't know how to discern or how to know. So he's thinking you got to put a woman through the ring. And I've seen that a lot. Sometimes it's not cheating. It's just putting you through the most, that struggle love. And then if she's still around after years and years of that struggle love, then you're like, yeah, now this is a real woman, she's strong, I can, and it's like, no, it's that's for the birds. The other thing that I wanted to correct was that young lady who was talking and ended up talking too long. She mentioned that, I stopped listening at some point. She mentioned that she's like, well, this is patriarchy, but she's got it wrong. Patriarchy is exactly the opposite of that. Patriarchy means a man stands 10 toes down on his responsibility, accountability. He understands his position as the protector and the provider. That's patriarchy. That guy on the couch saying you got to cheat on a woman and all that other stuff, that's not patriarchy. That's just nonsense.
Yeah, that's a boy. That's a fool. James Limber said, how do you know a woman loves you? When she's loyal, supportive, and affectionate during the bad times as well as the good times. I know when you said struggle love, I know the other day I was out on the RV. I was on top of the RV. I was working. I'd be putting stuff together. And my daughter was like looking at me. She said, I hope my brothers don't think that this is normal. I hope they don't think that they're going to get a woman that be doing all this crap. Like you, Barbara the Builder. I hope my brothers don't think this is what girls are supposed to do because mama. Because that's what she says a lot of times. These boys are like, well, my mama worked 3 jobs, so you go work 3 jobs. Like, yeah. No, the struggle is no. We not raising no men to be, you know, putting women through these different kind of struggles. But Tiara, let me ask you this. Do you think that social media kind of shape things about how people feel about relationships? Or is this a way that people have just really grown up?
Yeah, I think that the internet is really divisive. I know we've talked about this a million times, and I told y'all I don't subscribe to red pill and blue pill conversations. I think they're divisive. I think it's propaganda. I think they're fake. And the internet is not real. I'm gonna just keep saying that. Like, it's not a real place. And when you go out into the world, I never meet people like I meet on the internet. Like, I never walk past a person that says, I hate black women because black women are,
Right.
I just never meet those people. So I think that it is about how salacious you can be. Everybody is competing for the same eyeballs, and everybody is a content creator, right? So I just think the more salacious you are, the more, people or outrageous you can be. It's like there's no shame. If people have shown their complete vaginas or their butt just to get people to stop and click. And I think that it just keeps going further and further and further. And then we throw relationships into that. And you've got people talking crazy, like No Malenko would say, complete rubbish.
Complete rubbish.
Yes, yes, yes. It's complete rubbish, right? Like, and I
Yeah.
don't even know if they believe it. And if they do, it's like they represent like 1%, I think, of our community, right? It's such a small percentage of people that actually feel that way. And it all feels
But
like it
then,
stems from like
You're the
hurt,
boldest.
but them
like
the motherfuckers
hurts,
that get the
trauma.
bullhorns. Them the motherfuckers that get the podcast mics is the ones who like the 1%.
Yeah, that got all the hurt and the trauma and the hate. I
Right.
hate black women. I mean, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Right. Right. But they get
So
in the podcast mic.
yes. So, that sounds like rap music. That sounds like everything else that's funded to make us think a certain way about our community. Now it's the
Boom.
podcast.
Boom. Boom. Shalay, I know you said, you cheat, I'm cheat, we cheating. I'm cheating back. Do men and women cheat for the same reasons though?
I don't think so. And it depends. I think it depends on the person. It depends on the relationship. And I think it depends on what's going on there. I think most of the time women cheat because they find an emotional connection with that other person that they're not getting at home. But that could be true for men too, on why they cheat. So yeah, but I think that going back to what you said earlier, like, where's this come from? I really think a large part of this issue is, number one, too many people got the mic. Number two, it's the boldest and the smallest percentage of people who really have these issues. And number three, and most importantly, I think that for a lot of men, not all, they've learned from their dads and their grandfathers that they don't have to be emotionally secure or regulated or connected or anything to have a woman, because their dads and their granddads didn't necessarily have to be good men, what we deem as good men, as far as emotionally, right? People may have different definitions. Some people may think that good men is just providing, right? But they didn't really have to do anything much more than that to get a woman and to keep a woman. And I think now, because women, for the most part, we can financially secure ourselves, they are really, really confused about how do we show up. If she already has money and she already can pay her bills, like, oh God, now I got to be nice and I have to be compassionate and empathetic and I have to be affectionate. Like, it's too much. And I just think they haven't been trained to be with the women of this generation. And they've been trained to be with the women that their dads and their granddads had.
On the same token, have the women been trained?
I feel like maybe there was some training there, but as you can see, we're kind of like, we've been malleable. Like, okay, if we were trained to be in the house and we were housewives and we were taking care of the kids, then that means that we would be having a really tough time right now. No, we're trained to do what we have to do.
We're trained to be independent women. We ain't trained, girl. We're trained.
No,
the society trains us to be independent and to be.
Well, were we trained to be independent? If we're relating this back to what I was saying about the dads and the granddads, our moms and our grandmoms were trained to be housewives and be in the house and take care of the kids.
No, that's
You're
not.
saying
I
no.
mean, I don't think so. I think when I was younger, I heard themes of you better have money, you better know how to take care of yourself, you better figure it out, no matter if a man is there or not.
So I heard that from my
You know
mom.
what? You know what Florida?
Huh?
I was gonna say, you know what Florida said on Good Times? She said, you better have a dime for the payphone and a quarter for the cab.
I get
That's still also a reaction, right? It's still a reaction, though, to when women were entirely dependent on their men, and the men could behave badly, knowing that the women were relying on them for financial support and for survival. So that's still not healthy because it's just a reaction.
right.
What's healthy is actually structuring your family in a way that's healthy, not reacting to anything. And there should be things in place that help you secure a woman so that even if her husband cuts up, she's still okay. And that doesn't mean that she has to be quote unquote independent and doing it all and all of that stuff. That's abusive because she also has to carry the children. It's just, there's so much muddled stuff now. But ultimately, we can't escape the fact that, and I always say this, if you walk into a house and there's a mom and a dad in that house, or a husband and a wife, and the house is filthy, people are not looking at the man and saying, "Ooh, he filthy." No, they're looking at her. If they lose their house because somebody didn't pay the mortgage, they're not looking at her and say, "Oh, she irresponsible." They're looking at him like, "Oh, Negro, what the?" You see? So somewhere in the back of our minds, we still harbor traditional
You know what,
roles,
though?
and they won't go away.
When you're the breadwinner as the wife, they gonna look at you if the house is dirty, and they gonna look at you if the home goes in foreclosure. I
If you're
got
the breadwinner as a wife, then you're with a husband that's not doing what he's supposed to do. That's just a fact. Yeah. Why would you want a woman that's a breadwinner? Why would you want that? She got to birth your children too.
What I think all the Black women of America should do is go to Botswana, get us a man that's going to pay our family a dowry.
Yes.
Get one of them that's going to take
care.
Gotta
go through some wife training too first, though, right?
Oh,
shit.
You can't do that.
Listen,
you can't just show up and be like, "I want me a good husband," and it's like, no.
I gotta go through wife training. God.
Listen,
Okay,
listen. I'm a lover. I could cook. I can clean. What else?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want no more babies.
Tell me what I got to do. You know what? You actually do you have wife training though? No, Melinda?
Yeah, actually, there's a lady called Lori Cutno that she's a friend of mine, and half the internet thinks she's crazy because her ideas are so extreme and so opposite of what people understand. But she actually had a wife school, and I went to the wife school, and it was excellent. But people just from the onset are just like, when's a husband school? And there actually was what was called a husband summit, which also kind of reoriented men who are not used to traditional roles about what it takes to be a good providing, protecting husband. Because let's face it, a lot of people don't have that solid dad or granddad in the home. They just listen to the internet and talking a bunch of nonsense. And here we are, right? So you do have to have that kind of reorienting about the basics of what it means to be a good wife and what it means to be a good husband, and start there. And then you can choose. Not everybody wants that traditional whatever lifestyle. Some people want something different, but don't pretend like you want somebody who's a good traditional man and you don't even know how to be a good traditional woman, or vice versa.
But the thing about us women, period, I think Black, white, whatever, in America is that we've had to try to figure it out. We've been forced into this idea of this feminism that we didn't ask for this shit, but Plymouth Rock, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. So we had to do what we had to do. We scratching and surviving like they did on Good Times. So yeah, the idea of, I want a provider, but you know what? You hit it on the head. Well, you got to you want a traditional man, you got to be a traditional woman. Okay, well, I don't know if I really want that.
But you know what?
And being traditional doesn't mean just cooking and cleaning. I hate that people reduce you to that. I barely clean because I have people that are paid to clean, so I barely clean. It is my responsibility.
I got people.
I was about
to
say
the third world.
Well, that's so funny. I was just about to say that, like, one of the things that I've included into my life is, like, I read I read things on relationships often. Like I watch videos on relationships a few times a week. I'm like actively like sharpening that, right? Where I'm first of all, I'm looking at family and friends around me who are married, and some things that go south. I'm like, oh, well, why did that happen? Or I'll talk to my family members about their relationships. Or I remember I was talking to one of my cousins who used to cheat on his girlfriend. I was like, why do you cheat on her? Like, she in there cooking and cleaning and waiting on you hand and foot. Like, this feels like, just leave her alone. He was like, no, I'm gonna get my shit together. I watch there's a show that comes on. Y'all know the show where the therapist is talking to the couples. Y'all know that show? It's on Paramount. It
I thought that
streams.
thing
Y'all know
was
what I'm
fake.
talking about?
That's real, right? It's like this woman.
Yeah, the lady
Yes.
that talks to the couples, you literally watch couples like come in and be at their worst, and then you watch them like kind of transform and because they have these really hard conversations. And I absolutely love that, because I think part of that is like being in a relationship with even my friends, me having hard conversations with them. I'm like, but ultimately a lot of that is like training almost. I mean, that's just how I sharpen my tool. I don't know.
Is that enough, No Malanga? Watching videos?
Watching videos, reading books. Hold up. Don't come for me.
I'm just saying, listen.
Don't do that.
See, I went to 2 different wife schools and I was already married.
So watching
and
videos
what-
ain't the same thing as wife school, sis.
Don't do me like that,
I'm
Constance.
just
Do you
saying.
read books?
The other
Do you
thing
watch
though is
videos?
sometimes it comes from not having the example. I actually had a mom, like I said, who was married to my dad, so I didn't really have to go look at books, and all my aunts were married, all my cousins, so it's like it's normal for us. Like you just act normal and things will kind of work
Just
out,
like
right?
normal.
But but then if it's not your norm for people to actually be in healthy functional marriages, then you do have to kind of look outside for the information and try to see, okay, this is what we're doing and it's not working, so let me look at something else and see what other people are doing. So yeah, you got to read some books, you got to talk to people. I still love talking to people who've been married for at least 20, 30 years and see what's worked and what hasn't worked. And I always ask them, but are you happy? Are you happy with your decision? Are you happy right now? Are you fulfilled? Because there's no point in just being there for a long time and you're miserable and you hate each other, right? It has to be very fulfilling and have purpose. And you want to be there and you want to make it work and you understand the value of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to wife school, girl.
I can tell you right now,
Constance?
no, she talking about you, your little
No,
videos.
you.
First of all, y'all, I just said I talk to family members.
She said I watch videos. I'm a
I
be a
watch
good wife because
videos,
I
I
watch
read
reels
books, I
on
talk to-
TikTok
I
about
made
being
a
a wife.
whole documentary called "Till Death Do Us Part," where I took 6 couples that were married for 30 years plus in 20.
Okay.
Dr. Boyce and I produced it.
Okay.
Listen, I got
remember.
family that's been
Well,
married.
you just not watching TikTok. You really doing this thing.
I do
you
all
immersed.
of it.
Well, what you said is I watch a few videos a week, and I'm gonna be a good wife because I watch TikTok.
That's not what I said. See how you don't listen? You're not gonna be a good wife. I said I talk to my family members. I said I talk to my family members who are married. I watch and read
Married?
books.
Is it
I
because
watch
you
videos.
want to get into a relationship or are you just curious?
I'm curious. I'm inquisitive in nature. I'm asking questions about marriage, obviously, because I want to be married. But when I'm having conversations with married couples, my family, I'm just asking questions. How do you guys sustain? What works for you? What's not working for you?
Ultimate test is, do you end up married after all that?
Yeah. I mean,
Because if you're just watching videos and it's years and years and you're talking to people and just watching videos,
I am intentionally dating, if that's what we're asking.
You're dating with intention?
Yeah, like why wouldn't I?
How many people?
I need to start doing that.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all is all in my business.
You don't know me. What is going on?
Look, go to Chalet.
There better be at least 5 of them and no sex.
Yeah, I'm not having sex. No, Malanga.
Yeah, that's easy.
I'm chilling.
Now,
I'm getting
easy.
to know. What? Not having sex?
Yeah, it's easy now.
Yeah. It's good. I don't like to give. Hold up. The hot seats. So yes, I'm actively dating, and yes,
you're dating 5 guys with no sex.
Yeah, and I'm not having sex with none of them, but I do like them.
She got a whole starting lineup, y'all. She got a whole starting lineup.
I didn't say all of that.
I like it.
I do enjoy masculine energy and conversation. I enjoy it.
No, you know what I do too, but I have a lot of platonic male friends, which is not a good thing because it kind of fills that void of being in a relationship. He said, "Cap, he said you doing all of them." That girl, Kyla. Oh, that girl. She said you doing all of
Yeah,
the whole starting lineup. You
all
capping.
of them, all of them.
See, the thing
That's
is,
what
when
I'm
you
doing.
say stuff like this, it sounds so ridiculous to people
Yeah,
because
that's
they used to
crazy.
liking somebody and then you like each other, then you sleep with each other for a few years and you waste each other's time. Then you do it again and again and again and again. And then before you know it, you've wasted a lot of years and you don't have anything. So when you say to somebody, how about if you do something different, right? Don't sleep with anybody. Treat it like an interview process. Get to know people. Don't get your emotions muddled in, because when you sleep with somebody, your emotions ultimately get muddled in. It's like an interview process. You enjoy the people, they enjoy getting to know you. You spend a lot of time together, and ultimately, they're the ones who have to prove which one you're supposed to kind of give more time. And then they're the ones that's supposed to step up and make it exclusive. And you make it exclusive with a ring, not with talking and saying we're committed.
Ring schming. Those are overrated. Let's take a look at the statistics.
What do you want? You want
stats.
You want stats, okay. And then we can go to final thoughts. That's funny. Hold on, where is okay, right?
A 2024 Pew Research study found that 63% of Americans believe it's harder to build trust in relationships today than it was a generation ago. Yeah, because everybody else, it's a free for freaking all. What do you guys? Do you guys think it's harder, Shalay?
Internet.
You know what? Do you think it's harder?
I wasn't from the other generation, so I can't say that it's harder. I mean, did those women trust those men more? I can't say that.
If I take a look at Maria, my Maria was born in 1915. My Maria was born in 1915, and she was somebody's side piece. So I mean,
right? That stat felt a little, just pulled out of the air, because who are we interviewing? Who is in between both the generations to say whether in 1945 or in 2025 she trusted? I don't know. Like,
true that. All right, what's the next one?
It's right there.
Oh, studies show that men are more likely to see cheating as physical, while women often view it as emotional, revealing how differently each gender defines betrayal. That's the question I was asking you, Shalay. Do men and women cheat for different reasons? According to Psychology Today, people who cheat often use justification and emotional detachment as coping mechanisms rather than accountability. And I think that's the thing that's lacking a lot, is people just are not taking accountability, and they're playing the blame game for why they're not being responsible or accountable. Social media engagement with toxic love content has risen by 70% over the past 2 years, proving that dysfunction continues to dominate public conversations about relationships. They're looking for the viral moment. They're looking for the viral moments. And that's the unfortunate thing, because just like you said, Tiara, we don't see nobody talking like that. We don't see nobody talking about I hate black women and, have these red pill, blue pill conversations that you got to do 50-50 and you ain't taking me to Cheesecake. I've not heard anybody saying this dumb shit. So who are these people that have these fucking podcast microphones that's talking this dumb shit? Like, it's dumb. So anyway, let's go to our final thoughts, and then we're going to get up out of cheer. I'll start with you, Nomalanga. What are your final thoughts about just the whole idea of relationships, what's important, and where do we go from here as a community? How do we build?
I don't like the screen that goes small.
Yeah, I know. Okay, sorry, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. So about relationships, I think relationships are like a whole book. It's hard to summarize it in one sentence. But I will say this: if what you're doing isn't giving you the results that you want, then you need to do something different. And you need to talk to people who are successful and see how they were able to be successful. Go, and like I said, go to wife school, go to coaching, do whatever it takes, because I always have a problem with how we will go to college for 4 years to get a degree, to get a job. But you bark at taking a month-long course on how to actually be a good partner. And this is a commitment that you're making forever. And it's the most important one that you're going to make. It doesn't make sense to me. So invest in yourself, invest in the information and the resources that will make you a better partner and make you able to recognize a good partner and sustain it. That's how I feel about it. So my name is Nomalanga. I'm the founder of Paths for Our Girls, as well as numerous other platforms. But I always come on here to ask you for your help in supporting our girls at Paths for Our Girls. We have a charity that supports girls who miss school because they don't have sanitary towels. And when you give us donations, we buy sanitary towels and we supply them. So you can go to pathsforourgirls.com and donate. Any amount counts.
Awesome. What time is it over there, Nomalanga?
20:57, 3 minutes to 9.
Okay. Awesome. So it's 10 over here or 2 over here. So you 6 hours away. All right.
Yeah, 7 from Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern. Okay. Miss Chalet, what are your final thoughts and where can we find you, darling?
My final thoughts on this situation. I think that we all need to, and this sounds so trite, but we all need to like really heal and become the person that we want to attract. Because I think a lot of this that we're hearing on the internet back and forth and the war, the gender wars that are going on is just us being our wounded childlike selves and not really stepping into the place of real effort, real accountability, real atonement, real repair, and real love that you can actually, when you encounter it, you feel it and you know what it is. So that's my final thought. My name is Chalet Camillo. I am in Boston, Massachusetts, but I can help you buy or sell real estate anywhere in the United States or Canada. You can reach out to me at vitalsourcerealty.com, and I would love to help you.
Thank you, Miss Chalet. And by the way, James J. Limba, Nomalanga is in Botswana. You know, Jill Scott had a show. Do you remember the one that was in Botswana?
The Ladies Detective.
Ladies
Would you
Detective.
believe I never watched it?
It was, well, I love Jill Scott, so I watched it. But anyway, Ms. Black Hollywood, what are your final thoughts? Where can we find you?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think initially when I was watching this video, I just saw somebody that was struggling, obviously, with something internal. And it's kind of along the lines of what Chalet said in terms of healing ourselves, but also like realizing that you don't have to take, love doesn't have to come with pain. It doesn't have to, you don't have to hurt to love another person. So if you know, we ain't got to take this, ladies. We don't have to take it. And gentlemen, if she's hurting you or cheating on you, you don't have to take that either. My name is Tierra Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood and Karma J. Just depends on the day. I have a new album out.
Yes,
It's called Love Hangover. We were not nominated for a Grammy this week, but I was so grateful to even be considered. You can go to karmaj.com if you want to download the album itself or jump into our virtual listening room. I would appreciate the support. You know, they only pay you would have to listen to my song 80 times for me to receive $1. So if you want to just go and support me, karmaj.com would be ideal. That's KHARMAJAI.com.
Wow. Good shit. I just say don't listen to dumb shit on the internet. That's my final thought. That's it. Don't listen to dumb shit don't listen to dumb shit on the internet. That's it. Because at the end of the day, love should not be a test of pain. When loyalty becomes something you have to prove through betrayal, it is no longer love, it is control. Real love is built on trust, communication, and respect, and not chaos. So thank you to our incredible guest today, or our incredible panel. We love you. I will see you next week. They will see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace.